Hey YouTube, welcome back. I appreciate my friends and family and 5 subscribers for watching this. Today we're going to talk about my 2 solar trailers that I've built. These are the smaller ones. I've built something a little bit bigger, but I don't currently have access to that. This trailer here on my left, on your right side, has 3 REC 280 watt solar panels hooked up in parallel. Inside the toolbox on the trailer here is an Ever 40 amp 12 to 24 volt MPPT maximum power point tracking charge controller. This charge controller is really cool. It's really affordable. A lot of charge controllers in the same price range, which is about $130 on Amazon. A lot of those charge controllers are pulse width modulated charge controllers that they're not as efficient. Pulse width modulated charge controllers brings the solar panel voltage down to the battery voltage. Essentially, you're losing out on the most efficient point on the solar panel. It's maximum power point that it can produce power. So a 280 watt solar panel running on a pulse width modulated charge controller would probably really only put out about 180 to 200 watts. Whereas with a maximum power point tracking charge controller, it operates at the solar panel's maximum voltage potential. So it pulls down on the voltage of the solar panel from 36 volts and goes through and looks at the wattage. Wattage is voltage times by amperage, or potential times by current. And so it takes the the total wattage, amps and voltage, and it peaks the wattage out. So it's whatever voltage you get the most current at and the most wattage output, and it runs at that point. And so this one currently doesn't need a whole lot of power, so it's at 36 volts and 2 amps. This other charge controller here is currently hooked up to a camp trailer, and that camp trailer has all the lights on and the furnace running. And as it's drawing power, only one solar panel, the battery voltage is at 14.7 volts, and this system right now is putting 14 amps into the battery. The solar panel though is operating at 30 volts and 6.8 amps. And so that charge controller has determined that 30 volts and 6.8 amps is the peak wattage. So this trailer right here is hooked up to a camp trailer. We have these on our property here to keep our camp trailers charged mostly. This one we use to run a snow cone machine. We use it to, we have a cotton candy machine we ran off it. We watch movies on projectors. We don't have any power up here on our family recreational property, and so our only power comes from generators and solar systems. I have 2 cabins. One cabin is in the process of being built and it's about halfway done getting its solar on, and the other cabin already has solar panels on it, and I'll show you that in a different video. But I wanted to show you these because these are good budget DIY solar trailers. They're not something you'd pull down the road or down the interstate, but if you have a farm, homestead, something like that, it's something you can pull around. It doesn't need gasoline. It doesn't have to have oil changes. It's not loud. We pull these around behind ATVs and UTVs, and we use them wherever we need them. This trailer for 2 years ran a water pump and watered about 3 acres of grass and kept that alive all summer long. And so we've used them for what works for us. Keep in mind, they're not pretty. They are budget built trailers. But I'll walk you around them and show you some details and give you some numbers. Okay, so I'm not sponsored by Ever or Solar Epic. They go by a couple different names. I'm not sponsored by them, but I have used this charge controller and I really do like it. You can see right now this solar panel's at 36 volts. It's putting out 0.9 amps, which is going to be probably right around 34 watts. And then it's done 131 kilowatt hours since it's been hooked up to the battery. The battery's at 13.8 volts and it's getting 2.4 amps. So we're just trickle charging right now. Nothing special, nothing fancy. This is a Harbor Freight. It's a 4,000 watt inverter. Jupiter is the brand that they are now. You can get these on sale at Harbor Freight for right around $129 when they do go on sale. I believe they're $169 regular. This charge controller, like I said earlier in the video, is $129 on Amazon. You can get a kit that's a little bit more that comes with a remote display and stuff like that if that's something that you need. I don't use that here. There would be nowhere to put it or no need for it. Currently, this trailer has 3 UPS 12 300 MR batteries. Looks like C&D Technologies is the brand. They're 77.8 amp hours specifically right there. These have been pretty good batteries. I've only ever ran batteries on this that were free or from somewhere going to scrap, or basically they've lived their life somewhere else, so I kill them off here before they get recycled. Here's a look at the 3 REC 280 watt solar panels on the trailer. As I've said, this was a budget build. These solar panels came from a system that was had a lightning strike nearby, and it blew the bypass diodes inside the circuit. I had to remove the diodes and put new diodes in to get these to work. This trailer frame right here used to be a welder generator frame. The welder that's in the back of my pickup used to ride on this frame. This whole entire build's made out of scrap. So the tongue here needed to be extended, so I just had this scrap 3x3 that was welded in there. This job box that I got, I paid $20 for at a yard sale. The rest of the metal in the frame is leftover and remnants from different projects I've done. And so realistically, I have somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $350 of parts in this trailer. The axle on this trailer I got from a welding job that I did. The customer had it sitting around and said they just wanted to get rid of it, asked if I'd throw it away for them. So we put it on this trailer. It's working pretty good. So a closer view here. This is the smaller trailer I built for my brother. It's for his camp trailer. This whole box is made out of scrap aluminum. As you can see, the welds around, I think they were 8 by 12 inch squares, and I just used 8 of them. 4 for the back, 4 for the front, and then the leftovers made the edges. This trailer is mostly built from scrap as well. Here's what the box looks like closed. Like I said, it's a TIG welded scrap aluminum box. It also has an REC 280 watt solar panel. The model number is REC 280 TP Black. The camp trailer currently has the furnace on and all the lights on. And the charge controller is very simple interface. You just have a select and enter button. So we're going to select over. We're at PV. Solar panels are 31 volts, putting out 6 amps. Total, it's put out 52.4 kilowatt hours. And the battery's at 14.5 volts. So the battery is fully charged and even charging as the furnace is running, as all the lights are on. I measured, it's got about I think a 9.5 amp draw on the batteries. So we'll go over batteries 14.4. The battery's getting 12.7 amps in from the solar panel as we speak. The temperature sensor's not set up, but you can see we have solar panels are full, and then the battery indicates full as well. I don't have a load circuit hooked up right now, so there's nothing there, but the load has been used previously, and it got 13 kilowatt hours put in. So it's just a really simple setup. I really like these charge controllers. They've worked very well for me. In total, I have about 6 of them in different systems operating up here, and we really haven't had any hiccups. This one is the only one that's had any issues, and the load circuit quit working on it. But that's not the end of the world for it, because it's, as you can see, working right now just fine.